are working in one component, when we are moving from one component to other component, when we come back, if it is not API, if it is not JSON server, if it is only component, then it will lose the data. Okay, we have option we can store in backend database, but it is not necessary every time we are going to store the data in backend. It is not necessary, right? Sometime on internet, when we fill the banking application, we any kind of form we fill, it will ask enter the basic details next, enter the education detail next, enter the something experience details next. That meaning is what all the data are storing under the state. Okay, maybe you can come back also and modify. Okay, so if we will use the plain React, what will happen? User will fill the basic details, go next. User will fill the education details, go next. In case he want to change his mobile number, once he will click on back button, he will find all is gone, nothing is there, right? Then it will become another problem. Okay. So Redux will come at that point, and Redux will say, I am the part of JavaScript only, but I am stand-alone. I am individual. Okay, you can write the JavaScript code only, but follow my which one? A structure. Okay, I will not lose your data. Okay, so in that case, in Redux directly integration with the React is very dangerous. Okay, if you see the videos from internet, you will not understand where the Redux is starting and where is ending. Okay, and it will become confused completely. Okay, so our solution is first we will not touch the React with Redux. First we will touch separate Redux. We will see the separate Redux. Okay, in that we will understand action. Action meaning is what? We will understand dispatch meaning is what? We will understand a store meaning is what? Okay, we will understand some more term of the Redux. Okay, and the exact same term will be under the React also. Okay, so both library we will combine after understanding the basic idea. Okay, so let's come. Let me open my file. The link is there or I lost it. Let me go here to my file. That is called 30. I have made a folder called Redux. Here is Redux. Okay, my file is here only. CMD. No, your file is already open, no, in VS Code. CMD, I have opened the VS Code, no? I have written code dot, means my Visual Studio is going to open. So whoever log in late, please create a folder called Redux. In that folder, you create a file index example1.html, and under the example1.html, this code you can add. Okay, this code you can add. Related to that, let me come to one more. Just let me show you something. Then we'll come to the example. In interview, people will ask you a store. What is a store? As we saw the problem under the React data we were storing in one component. When we went to the second component, first component lost the data. Redux will say, I will not store your data in the component. I will store your data in a store. A store meaning is what? In day-to-day life, in home also we say this is the store room. That meaning everything will be stored there only. Okay. Similar way, in Redux, there is a concept called store, where what will happen in your application, whichever the data you have, okay, all the data will store under the store itself. Okay. Now data is stored inside the store. Inside the store, there must be someone who can take care. Mostly in the go down, suppose you have a shop in Marathali, you have a showroom in Marathali, but the go down is somewhere else. In a go down, there will be a lot of materials, and go down will not be man free. There must be someone who will take care of the go down, right? So Redux says, I will store your data in a store. That is called as a go down. Okay. Then when the data will store under the data will stock under the store, there must be someone who can take care of the data. In day-to-day life, we call it a store manager. But in the Redux, it's called as a reducer. In the term of Redux, what is called? A reducer. Okay. Let me write here. Okay. Complete, you can compare with the day-to-day life world and it will be easy to understand. That is open notepad plus. Okay. See, I'll write here only as a comment. Okay. It's a little busy for 2-3 minutes, I think, because when I started, there is a lot of videos inside, so it's become little. Okay. The main principle of Redux. Okay. What is that? The first you have called view. VIEW, view. View. Before that, who will come? User. User will come and he will click in HTML. So view will come from where? View will come from the HTML. So user interaction will happen to view. Inside the view, there is a button. On button, user is going to click. Understand or not? User interaction happen to view. You open the page, you saw there is a data. Inside the page, there is a button called, there is a lot of items are displaying, like Flipkart. Okay. And inside each item, there is a button called add to cart. So user interaction happen to where? View. Now user want to buy a product. What he will do? Add to cart. He will click on add to cart. So when the user click on add to cart, that is called this one. Which one? Action. Hope you are understanding. User came to the page. He has faced the view. That is the HTML. Now user will click on button. Right? For what purpose? Because he want to buy a product. Correct? He want to buy a product. So what he will do? He will click on button. So as soon as he will click on button, so clicking on the button is called as an action. Okay. It's called as an action. User did some action. User click on a button. For what purpose? To buy a product. Now this action happen where? In HTML. We have to inform to JavaScript. Right? We have to inform to JavaScript. So HTML is a different language and JavaScript is the different language. Okay. User clicked where? In browser. Indirectly in HTML. So action happen in HTML by user. Now from there, what should happen? Information should go to JavaScript. That is called dispatch. DISPATCH, dispatch. Okay. User came, he saw the view, he saw the page, lot of items are listing. Now in that, he want to buy an item, he click on that. When he click on a button, it's called as action. Now action happen for what purpose? To buy a product. So action happen where? In HTML. Now from HTML, one information should go to where? JavaScript. Saying like user want to buy a product. Which product? Particular product. So when you are sending the information from HTML to JavaScript, consider it's called a dispatch. Your request is dispatch. Now request will go to dispatch will happen. Now request is dispatch. Where it will go now? This request will go to the reducer. Okay. Or hold on. Let me write something like this. This dispatch will happen to a store. Action will go to where? A store. Okay. But inside the store, at front, there is a store manager. That is called reducer. R-E-D-U. R-E-D-U-C-E-R. Reducer. Okay. Now, reducer will speak to whom? Reducer is already inside the store. Look at here. The bracket I have given for what purpose? It's like a boundary of the store. Inside the boundary, only reducer is sitting. Okay. Now, this reducer, let me keep this one as a store better. A store is here. Inside the store, first who will come? A reducer will come. Now reducer will talk to your data. Whether you want to add, you want to delete, you want to modify, or you want to page, what you want to do. Correct? All will talk to whom? Data. But indirectly question is, where is the data? Data is not simply thrown here and there. Data is inside the state. Data is inside the state. What state we have seen? State management we have seen under the function component, class component. Now your state is not under the component. Your state is under the store. Under the store, state data will store. But who will take care? Reducer. Reducer is where? Inside the store. Right? Understood? How many points? See, how it is working, you leave that. Okay? Understand the point. User will come, user will click on button, action will fire. Action will be fire. Now action will dispatch. Means request will go to where? JavaScript. JavaScript. There assume like its action will go to the where? Dispatch will happen to where? A store. Now inside the store there is a data and there is a store manager. Okay, reducer. Reducer is nothing but the store manager. Now a store manager will see, yeah, one action came from user. What you want? You want to buy a product. Now he will take your product and add in the bucket, saying like this product belong to this user. Okay, who is going to take care? Reducer is going to take care. Okay, after some time, user will buy one product. Now reducer is watching. Yes, user has sent a request to buy an apple. Now user has purchased the apple. Now reducer will look into the data, and from total data, reducer will minus one apple, saying like one apple is sold out. Now inside the store, how many apple? 10 apple. One more user will come. He will also follow the same process. He will also buy one apple. Now reducer will understand, no, I have only 9 apple now. Right? So at last, who is taking care of your data? A reducer. Right? A reducer is like a store manager. Dispatch is nothing but a kind of request you are sending. Right? Action is nothing but the desire of the user, and view is nothing but your HTML, and store is nothing but the go down. Okay. Now this thing we have to convert into programming. Okay. And then we need to understand, yes, how this all are going to work. Okay. Let me come here. I will give you one URL. On that URL, few days before only, I have collected the content from many places. In the normal my language also few lines are there, few lines are from internet also. It is a complete few very meaningful content of your Redux. Okay, it is here. It is available in our website only. I will give the URL in the chat. Take the URL, and after today's class, you can read that twice, thrice. Okay, once we come under the React, you will understand the meaning of that line. Where are you, Redux? Here is the Redux. It's explained here properly. Number one, how this photo from internet. Okay, reducer, store. These photos are little different. Okay, it's in the very high professional level. What we have discussed, that is written here. See, what is the Redux? Complete line by line. Next, after that, how Redux work? View, action, reducer, store, again view. But indirectly, your reducer is the part of store. Reducer will not be out of the store. Store manager will be inside the store. Okay. Now, what is the core concept of Redux here? Store, action, and then reducer. What is that? All single lines are written. Okay. Next, the principles of Redux. On what basis the Redux work? That is here. Okay. After that, what is a store in Redux? Here, 4-5 lines are written, sufficient for interview. Here, what is the action in Redux? Few lines are written in complete professional lines, meaningful technical words, enough for interviews. Okay, what is Redux? Reducers in Redux. So it is here line. Okay, so this URL I will share you whenever you have time. What you do is from here, few points you can take, not few points. I will suggest you whether you keep this one anywhere, but you remember that before going to the interview. At least what is the reducer? 3-4 line you should know. What is the action? 4-5 line you should say. What is the store? 3-4 line we should speak. What is the principle of Redux? Principle in the sense the problem. We need to state the problem. Yes, this is the problem. Then this is the solution, and for Redux is made for. Okay. Next, after that, core concept. What is inside the Redux? Store, action, reduction, and remaining. Okay, and then remaining some theories are here. Okay, so this URL came in the chat. So this you can follow whenever you have time. Before going for the interview, you can make it ready. At least some few question answer will be helpful for you. Okay, now come to the our main file. Okay, so in our main file, first we are going to create a HTML part where user interaction will happen. Okay, after that we will write the JavaScript part, action, reducer, and the store part. Okay, go here, right here, H1, simple Redux example, simple Redux example. Okay, now write a paragraph here. Inside the paragraph, you write enter item name. Create a text box. Input type equal to text. Input type equal to text. ID equal to something. New item. Okay. Then after that, we can create a button called save the item. Save item. Write quickly. Okay, so hope you are ready. HTML directly in browsers. You can go to the folder and directly right click, open in browser. This one is a HTML page, plain HTML page. You can run this page directly. There is no need of any server at all. In this example, we are going to understand action meaning is what. Instead of reading 20 lines of theory, through one example, you will understand action meaning is what. Then in your language, you can speak with someone. Okay, when I create a page like this, when I do like this, when I click here, this is called action. Okay. when we call this function from here to here, that is called as a dispatch.
Yes.
Okay, instead of saying in the normal, instead of saying the internet definition or the definition from that website, you can also speak the what example we are creating. Okay, when we save here, it happen here. When we save here, it happen here. That is not particular. People will understand. Yes. Okay, come now. So hope ready. Come down below. Now suppose the page is there. Page is created. User will come. User will click on this. So we discuss. User will come. User interaction will happen to view. In view, user will do some action. Now what action user will do? User will enter something here and he will click here. So entering is not an action. Entering the value is not an action. Whereas clicking on button is action. When you will click on a button, that is called a action. Okay, come down next. Okay, after that, go next. Open the script in the last. Script open, script close. Script open, script close. After that, inside, you write a normal JavaScript function, a variable, save equal to fat arrow method, right here, variable, item name equal to document dot get element by ID, which ID, new item dot value. Yes, we are taking the value of text box. Okay, alert it, item name. So till here there is nothing new. It's a part of your JavaScript as you have done. Save it, enter the value, click on button. See, alert is coming or not. Alert came.
On click, we have not written.
On click when it right, then it will come. On click equal to call the function call save function. Function is written, but we have not called the action. Okay, so action happen now. What is user will click? When the user will click on button, action will fire, and event will fire here. As of now, you are not firing the action. Event is getting fired. Now event will fire, function will call. Then function will dispatch a action to the store. And inside the dispatch, it will write, dear reducer, please add one item under the store. Reducer is sitting there. Reducer will understand, yes, I need to add a new item. Reducer will add your item into the store. Okay. Let us check once. Enter here anything. Click on save. Alert is coming. Okay. That is the saving part. Okay. Let's pull this one, push in the last. Save is happening. Then we need to work on some other thing first. Okay. So we are clear. Reducer meaning is what? Reducer meaning is a store manager. A store manager who is going to take care of your data under the store. Okay. Now anything, whether you want to delete element, you want to add element, you must have to pass the action to reducer. Okay. You have to dispatch the action to a store. Inside the store, your action will be listened by reducer. And yes, I the item and delete. Okay. Let's come down now. Now configuration of this one is required. Which one? Configuration of Redux is required. Okay. So create a variable, constant variable called myReducer. MyReducer. It's a variable name. Okay. Suppose you hire a store manager and you given the name called Ganesh. So Ganesh become your store manager. Similar way, you created a constant variable and you given the name called a myReducer. Okay. It's a variable. Inside, one line is complicated line that we have to write it. Redux dot combined reducer. Redux dot combine combine reducers reducers. Redux dot combine reducers. Combine reducers. Use the flat arrow method inside. Use the flat arrow method inside. Sorry, this one. Flower bracket. Okay, hope ready. Now come inside. If I write here, suppose in this line only, if I write here item list colon, so what it represent? This becomes an array. Inside the array, item list becomes a key, and for that we need to assign some value. Okay, like the multi-dimensional array. So we'll not write in one line. It's a little long line. We are going to break the line. Okay, like this. Break the line. Okay, just break the line. You can write semicolon here at end. Semicolon. Item list you have written. Item list. So item list is nothing but it is an array, and it is under the control of which reducer? It is under the control of myReducer. We are creating an item list using combined reducer, but it will be under the control of myReducer. This myReducer will send to a store, so that myReducer will be responsible to work on this array. Which array? Item list. Okay. Whenever we want to paste the data from a store, we will call this variable. Which variable? Item list. Item list will be a variable array that is going to hold your all the data. Okay. Whereas reducer becomes a myReducer, for example. Okay. Now let's go here. We have to write here something. One line is complicated line. A state equal to array. So your item list variable, you are assigning with array. Sorry, item list not variable. The state variable we are creating here, and that is assigning with as a array. So that meaning we are saying a state variable I have by default is the empty array. Okay. Next, after that, there will be one more variable that is called action. Because user will click on button to add the data, user will click on button to delete the data, user will click on button to edit the data. So we have to understand what user is going to do. That will come under this variable. Which variable? Action variable. Action is it's a variable name. It can be anything. Okay, let's come next. Now this is closed. Let's follow here one small fighter method, just like this. Now one more difficult line we can write. After that, entire complication will be over. Okay, right there, another constant called store data. Store data. Okay, store data is a local variable. It can be anything. If I write here a store variable, it may mislead you. Maybe think like it's a predefined variable. So we will not write like this. Okay, we will give something else. My state data. My state data. So what that represent? Inside the store, whichever the data is stored, that is going to which variable? My state data. My state data equal to object. Object. Object dot assign. ASSIGN. Object dot assign. Okay, and this is just a function. Inside, the first will be a square bracket and second will be a state. Okay, so why this line we have written? This line we have written to receive. This line for what purpose? To receive old data from store. To receive old data from a store if exist. Like suppose first time you came to the project, that time data will not be there. So it will become as a empty array. Now suppose you have added some new element, you have added some new value. So again we have to take the old value and then we have to concatenate with the new value. So how you will remember these two lines, that I don't know, but you have to remember these two lines. You take the photo, keep in mobile, or write in the notebook, write 10 times, 20 times. It's your way how you will remember. Okay, this variable name can be anything. This variable name can be anything. The remaining will be same. Okay, which variable? Item list. Action can be also anything. State also can be anything or not. First we'll run and then we'll check whether it can be, because I have not changed ever. Okay, I have used the same variable everywhere till date. Okay, so that we can check. Okay, let's complete first, let it run, then we can check.
Can you please explain this flow once again?
That I don't know what is this line. I have remember it. You can also remember it. I have written here what I know. This line is to receive old data from a store if exist. And this is action is nothing but input is going to come. A state is nothing but it's an array here, you can see. An item list is the array name that we are going to store under the state. Okay.
Redux dot combined reducer. Redux dot combined reducers.
Name of the function under that library, what we are calling on the top. Redux is the name of a class. Inside there is a function called combined reducer. There we are sending the parameter in the form of array. Okay. Now come down below. Now write below. What we will write? Action. How many types of action is going to come from users? Okay. So first, if action variable we have used on the top, we are going to check under the action. Under the action, there will be a value called type. Action dot type equal to is it add? Is it add? Then we can write a alert here. Action dot type. If action dot type equal to add, then alert here. Wait, so there are something I made mistake anywhere. Action is the variable name, ACTION, ACTION. Here is something else I follow.
Extra space is required.
No. Hold on. State and then we have follow is correct only. Action is also okay. Here factor we have follow is 100% right. Then we created a variable. Okay, the problem is here only. There is no any closing of this. This is not getting closed here. That line was extra line. Okay, here was one extra flower bracket close. That is extra line. It should not be here. Okay, so these all are the part of the same. The closing will happen at this place here. Closing will happen at this place here. So these all are the part of your this array. These all are the part of this array. See, only the problem we have in this two line. Only the problem is of this two line. Remaining line we know already. Remaining line we know already. That once I will write, you will get to know. The save function I have written, you understood what is that. Only these two line is the difficult. Now how we will remember? You have to remember it. Okay. But anyway, people is not going to ask in interview because it is not part of the React. It is the preparation to learn the Redux. This what we are doing is spending the time. It is the preparation to understand the Redux. This is, we are not learning the Redux as of now. We are understanding action meaning is what, a reducer meaning is what, okay, state meaning is what, how, what is the word, how that connectivity happen. Okay, come down next. So you can write it here. Okay, now write one more here. One more if condition. If action dot type type double equal to delete, then you will write some other statement here. Okay, you will write here alert delete the item, please delete the item, please delete the item. And here you will add alert, please add the item, please add the item, please add the item, add the item. One place we wrote delete the item, another place we wrote add the item. Now action dot type is not predefined. We are going to write our own just below to this. Okay, so this become complete your reducer. You can remove the spaces, and at last here after each and every else condition, you can write here return we have to do return RETURN, return this variable name. Which variable name? My state data. My state data. Now under the state data, what it will come? We are going to see that. During the class, don't go here there. I will share you the code. You can use this. Okay, I have sent the code. You can use that. Okay, script open and close. After that, this we have written action dot type equal to add. Then what to do? Please add item. Action dot type equal to delete. Then please delete the item. And whether you do adding or deleting, no problem. At last, what you return? My state data. Okay. Now under my state data, what we'll do? We are going to see next. Come down below. Okay. Now come down below. Come down below. So here, this is the part of complete your reducer. So you can write here, and you can say a reducer end. At this place, we can write the reducer end. A reducer end here. Okay, so what we did, we wrote some piece of the code. Inside the piece of the code, we have a variable name is called my data, my state data. Under the my state data here, we will add the data, and here we'll delete the data. And what is under the my state data? You can see here there is a array. Okay, array data will come. In that I have written here to receive old data from the store if exist. Okay, new data will come. Where that is going to come, we are going to see. Now come down. This line is exactly for what purpose? To receive the data from the store. Okay, at this place we can delete from the store, and at this place here we can add in the store, and here we can delete the store. But before doing that, you have to perform the below task. Okay, now come. So your reducer is ready. Reducer is ready. Now after reducer, you have to create the store, and inside the store you have to send the reducer. Okay, so come down below.
Send the data.
Not data, reducer. We have to create the store. Inside the store, we have to send the reducer. Data we will send later. Understood or not? Now you created a store. You have to create. The reducer is ready. Store manager is ready. He understood. Yes, if it will be add, then I have to add. If it is delete, then I have to delete. But from where it will delete, we have not written still. Okay. Now your reducer is ready with the half functionality. Now this reducer, we have to create a store, and inside the store, we have to send the reducer. Okay. Next, after that, when we want to add the data, we will dispatch the data to the store, and inside the store, who will be sitting? Reducer will be sitting. So let's write some more line. It will clear automatically. Create the next const variable called my store equal to redux dot create a store. Redux dot create a store. Inside the store, what you will pass? You will pass this reducer. That name is called my reducer. Inside the store, you will pass this one. Which one? The reducer. What is the reducer name? My reducer. So you created the store. What is the store name? My store. Inside the my store, whom you sent? You send call reducer. What is the name of your reducer? My reducer. My reducer have an array. Array name is called item list. Okay, where whenever you will call the my reducer will give you this array. The array name is called item list. Okay. Next, under the reducer, we have written, if you will get the action, you have to check inside the action, there will be property called type. You have to compare inside the type. If it's coming as a add, then please add the record. Again, when the action will come, you will check. If it is not add, then check inside the action, the type is holding as a delete. If delete, then delete the data. Okay, so this you have trained to your reducer. What is that? Two tasks, adding and deleting based on condition. Okay, based on input. Now we are going to send the input, and then we'll check whether reducer is listening or not. Okay, come down. So you created the store. Inside the store, you send which one? To whom you send? My reducer. My reducer has how many action? Two type of action. One is add, another one is called delete. Okay, this is made by us. We are writing it. It's not predefined. Add and delete is not predefined. Okay, now let's look at here. Look at here. At this place, if I write a line that you are already aware of, this is called array. Which one? My state data is an array. Inside the array, if I write here push, what is that meaning? It's called array dot push. Inside the array, we are going to add the new element. Now, where is the new element? New element is here only. Action dot item name. Action dot, not item name. Let's keep here action dot item better. Action dot item. So now in action, how many property you found? Look at the action. Variable name is called action. Inside how many properties? One is called type, another one is called item. There are the two. One is called action dot type. Another one is called action dot item. Item name, let me write here. Item name we have anywhere? Here we have written. Okay. So that is because of that misleading will happen. Okay. My item name. Let me write here my item name. My item name. Or new item name better. New item name. Or become a long word. Let's write here item name only. Or shall I write something else? Hold on. Product name. No problem. Now inside the action, how many value is coming? 2 value. One is called type. Another one is called product name. Come down below here at this place. At this place. Okay. So at this place now, see, we have sent our reducer to where? Under the store. Reducer need how many value? 2 value. One is called type and another one is called which one? Product name. Then only they will add the data. Reducer need type as a delete and then we will give something. So let me come here. After writing this line, hope you will understand. Okay. Let me write here as a what? A variable item info. Under the item info, if I store like this, item info equal to, look at there. Under the action, how many property you have? Under the action, there is a 2 property. One is called type. Type. Correct? Inside the type, what you have received there? Add. Add only, no? Comma. What is the next property? Next property is called product name. And what you are going to add inside? Inside the product name, we are going to add this one. Which one? Item name. Look at there. What we did, we taken the value from text box and we created a array object here. There how many property we have? 2. One is called type. Another one is called product name. Now this item info, you need to send to the store. Item info, you are not going to send to the reducer directly. You are going to send to whom? Store. Let me come here and go here. Right here call my store dot dispatch. DISPATCH dispatch. Now where you are dispatching? Under the my store. We are dispatching under the my store, and under dispatch what you are sending? You are sending this one. Which one? Item info. Look at there. Now compare this line. First you forget on the top. Okay. Look at here. What you did when you click on save button, you taken the value from the text box. You store in a variable. Variable name is called item name. After that we created an array object where we have 2 property. One is called add and another one is called type. Another one is called product name. Inside the type, what we are given? We are given call add. Under the product name, what we are given? Depend on requirement, what you will enter in the text box. And finally, this array object, you are sending to where? A store. Using which function? Dispatch function. Dispatch function is responsible to send the data from where to where? From your save function to where? To the store. Now look at there. Under the my dispatch, what we have now? Under the dispatch, we have item info. Item info is holding type and product name. Now where it will go? It will go to the store. It will go to the store, my store. Now inside the store, who is sitting? Reducer is sitting. Reducer will look under the action. What is coming? Action dot type equal to add. Look at here, bottom again I'll show you. We have given how many value? 2. One is called type, another one is called product name. Now under the type, what is going to come? Type is going to come as a add, and product name what will come? Something will come. So whatever will come, if the action dot type is add, then take the product name and push inside where? My store data, my state data, right? Let me save it and then show you whether it is happening or not. Alert is coming on. Okay, let me come here. Here, I enter something, click on save. Please add item. That meaning it's going to where? Action. When I click here, it's saying alert call, please add the item. Where is that alert? Look at the code. It is here now. It is here. Now see, you click on save button. It's follow this much. It's created the array object and it's dispatched to where? A store. Inside the store, who is sitting? Your reducer is sitting. Under the reducer, what you have written? Under the reducer, you have a function action. Under the action, now what is going to come? Under the action, there is a two things. One is called type. Another one is called which one? Product name. Right? Finally, this product name will push inside the my data. At last, what I am returning? My data. So by default, under the my data, what it will be? Empty array. Empty array. When I push a new element, then it will not be empty. It will hold the name. First time, when this line will execute first time, it will return as a 0 because the element is not there. When we click on add button, the same line will return not as a 0. It will return as a 1. Again, if you click on add button, the same line will return as how much? 2, 3, 4, 5, it will keep returning. Okay. So this line, let it be as usual. Now, if I go here, okay, so delete, I will not write first, listing we will do. So what you should do is, if you have written, then well, if you have not written, please write it. Then I will guide you next. You saw alert is coming here, right? Redux is a pure JavaScript. Pure JavaScript. In that, it is not difficult, it's easy only. As of now, we have just pinged, so it's look like difficult. Once you see today and tomorrow, your day after tomorrow, you'll feel like, oh, it's too easy. Okay. Then once you come under the React, then once you set up everything properly, finally, once the data will start coming input, output, you will feel like it's better than everything. Okay. But matter is to understand the point. Okay. So hope are we writing? See, I will highlight that. First to write this point. Complete this point, then come down below. Hope we written this two line. If condition, come down below. This is the total code. Once you make it ready, let me know. We can go next after that. No, or going on. Check alert came or not. Alert is coming.
This is in double protection.
Anything is fine. Item name, product name, add, store dot dispatch, my reducer, item info. Okay, next items, ID, new items, dot value, save, object dot assign and state. Okay, so come here, prepare, objective. Book happening. Okay. Okay. So next, hope some people have written. Okay, I will share the code as well. A script to a script will come to your chat. A to Z came to your chat. HTML code also I will share in the chat. Paragraph point. Okay. Next, after that, we have to, data is getting added here. Data is added, right? So this alert you cut from here, and if we can write one line here, document dot get element by ID message dot inner text equal to action dot product name plus added successfully. Hope no any problem. What is happening? Inside the current page, there should be paragraph with the ID called message. Right? There it will display the message, particular item added successfully. We can go here. Before this paragraph, we can add one more paragraph. And inside that, give ID equal to message. Give ID equal to message. Displaying the message. Check now. Hope you are getting the message. Item added successfully. Look at here. How it works is, suppose if you add here call Apple, click on save. Apple added successfully. Mango. Click on save. Mango added successfully. So this message is coming from where? Message is coming from where? Message is coming from your reducer. Reducer is, see, this code what we have written from here to here. This is the part of reducer, right? Your message is coming in the browser from where? Directly, you are written in reducer directly. Okay, but question is, where is the reducer? This line can explain you better. This line, my store dot dispatch. Dispatch meaning is nothing but sending the request. So under the my store, we are dispatching something, a parcel. Inside the parcel, there is a type, and that's called as a product name. Under the type, there is called add, and under the product name, what we have? Item name. Item name is coming from the text box. Now here, as soon as your reducer will see, oh, I got a request to add. It will match the parameter. If it is matching, then what it will do? Push on simple. It will push inside the array. It will push inside the array, and from here one message is generating. Okay. Next, after that, you are sending the request not to a reducer directly. From here, dispatch meaning is what now? Dispatch meaning sending. A store meaning is what? Where we store the data. Action meaning is what? Action meaning is, now look at here. How many type of action we have? 2. That is user base. User will click on add. That is called the add action. User will click on delete. It's called the delete action. So action we have to understand. Action meaning what? The type of intention. What user want to do. User want to add. That's called the action. User want to delete. That's called the action. And action will be executed by whom? A reducer. That is called your here. That is here. Okay. Now quickly you can make a list and display, and we can end it. So let's go here. Create a table. It's a 1 minute, 2 minute task only. You can display the data easily. Table cell padding. Cell padding equal to 10. See, 1 or 2 days, there will be little difficulties for you to understand, okay? But you should not lose the patience. Most of the people will do the mistake at this point. When they will feel difficulties, they'll run away. When they'll run away, understand, for him difficulties become as a triple difficulties. Tomorrow you cannot courage to look at that, okay? But if difficulties is there, if there is a like some kind of, you feel like it's a complex, you don't run from there. You be there only. You will find the solution. 2-3 days before, I have collected the theory from many places, and I added in the website. For what purpose? People will read and they will understand. Okay. TH. Now let's go here. Right here call item index. Add one more call item name. Item name. Add one more call action. Okay, type T-body here. T-body. For T-body, give ID equal to item list or all item. All item. Add this much. I can help you with this data. I shared you. Take this. We can write here one H1 also. H2 maybe AVAI available items. Available items. Hope HTML part is ready. Something like this. Now go inside and you have to write a function to fetch the data. Fetch the data. That is called view. Still view we have made to save the data. Another view we have to make to list the data. Okay, so if HTML is ready and you have written ID equal to all item, then come to the view part. From the store, we have to fetch the data. Store dot get state. Store dot get state. So under the store, whichever the states are there, all state will come. From that state, we have to find the particular state. Okay, look at there. Our array name is what? Item list. Now from the state, we have to fetch all. In that, we have to choose the item list. Inside the item list, we will find the list of the items what we are adding. Okay, come down. So delete we have written here. Save we have written here, right? After this, we are going to write a function call. We are going to write a function call where get item equal to start arrow method used like this. Get item, yeah, get item. Get item is for the listing purpose. Okay, now get item you call here, at this place. Get item function. For what purpose? Get item function.
Reload.
You reload the list. Look at here. At this point, what you did? You taken the value from text box. Here you generated the array object and you sent to the, you dispatch from here to a store. Now a store will capture and store under the array. Now once we call this function is going to read the data from a store. Okay, let's come on. Write a variable called my data. My data equal to empty. And there is a function called a store dot get state. Okay, a store dot get state. Write a variable called all store data. All store data equal to, what is our store name? Store name is my store. My store dot get state. Get state. So under the store, whichever the data are stored, maybe your item list. As of now, how many array we have created? We have created only one array. That is called item list. So like that, there will be, see, in one store, there will be multiple store manager. It is not like in one store, there will be only one person. In one shop, how many salesmen will be there? Multiple salesmen will be there. One person is specialized to sell AC only. Another person is specialized to sell mobile only. Another person is specialized to sell the laptop only. When the customer will come for the laptop, person will say, oh, go, he is the laptop take care person. When the person will come to buy AC, the other salesperson will say, oh, he is the person who can sell the AC. Talk to him. Right? Similar way, in one store, we can keep multiple store manager, where one store manager is responsible for one task. Now our store manager is my reducer. My store manager is responsible for My store manager, my reducer is responsible to maintain the data of that variable. Now come down here. So this is called all store data. Inside all store data, you have to capture one. That is called item list. Look at here. What we are written? We are written called item list. So we are going to write here now a map function. Something like this. All store data dot which one? Item list. Item list, because under the all store data there will be multiple array. So we are calling which reducer? Those reducer who is holding the item list. Dot map. It is an array, single dimensional array. There will have a name and index. After that, we will come at this point and we'll write data equal to data plus open the tr. Because we are going to generate the tr, dynamic tr, tr open close. Under that, correct, every tr will have how many td? 3 td. Be in the same line. Data equal to data plus open the td. Inside the first td, you are going to concatenate the index. You will write here called index, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. Next we will print as a name. After that we can print as a name and then we'll print a button. So here we can add as a name and here we can print directly a button for delete purpose. Button for delete, delete and then as a button. Right. Next, after that, this tr and everything is ready. This data we need to send to the all item. Inside the current page, we have an ID for all item. There we can send this data easily and it will display you under the, we have called all item dot inner HTML equal to the variable called all store data dot item list dot map. Under the store, with the help of git, like what this line is doing, fetch all data from store. Fetching all data from store. Inside the store, whichever the data is stored, all are fetching. That is under the state. Now after fetching all, it will go to the all state store data. Inside all store data, there can be multiple array. So we are pointing to those array. That name is called item list. It's item list with a single dimensional array. Because you are adding on the top, you are doing as a push. Finally, we will read here and generate the tr and send to the all item as a inner HTML. And it will display the list of items. लिखिए function. Hope you are writing the get item function. Map function is not new. TR generation is not new. New is only one line. My store dot get state. That line is the new. Write it and check once. Hope it will display the list of items. Function I have sent in your chat. You can check once. Anyone is able to save one list? My data. Okay, you can keep as a data. This is my data. You can change the variable name as a data. Because I have used below data everywhere. So you can use this one as a data variable. So this is called dispatch. Create a store action. Let me save here something. Apple. Save coming. Mango. So this data is coming from the store. Mango. Banana. See, few points are difficult, but you don't worry. I will be writing some more example on this. Multi-dimensional array will practice, delete will practice. 2 example if you create, you will become expert automatically. You automatically will start writing the code. But for that, after saving or not, saving listing. Okay, if saving listing, let me share the file also. If anyone has problem, they can use this. See, it's a little difficult. It is not even, see, I have tried to reduce the problem. Instead of this work, I can do directly under the React also. So you understand this, how complex this is? The Redux is one complex and the React is another complex. When we merge both complex, first day people, after half session, half people will not come back after interval. Okay, so the thought like, okay, no, that will be the wrong way. I can finish my job, but it will be lost for the people. So what is the solution? First, understand the Redux. I spend more time on Redux. I don't have any urgent. I'll spend 3 days time on only on HTML page itself. Okay. After getting idea on that, then we'll come to a React setup. Okay, React setup. So tomorrow we will work on multi-dimensional array. We will delete this part and then we'll work on multi-dimensional array. Then it will be more clear. Maybe one more day we'll spend for multi-dimensional array. It will be more clear. Then we'll merge with the Redux. It is not difficult, it's easy only. Okay, difficulties I have break down into the simplest way. First, separate Redux, then React. React is ready already. Redux you are making ready. Now both the complex, if you understand, then while merging it will be easy. It will not be much difficult. Okay, so see you tomorrow. File I have shared in the chat.